Ratchet Deadlocked is the fourth entry in the Ratchet & Clank series, and based on the name just being Ratchet, the darker colors on the box, you wouldn't know what to expect going in, except maybe this is probably going for a different, darker, and more mature tone. This is one of those games I didn't want to go in and not like what I got, so admittedly, I looked up people's thoughts on this game before playing it, and to my surprise, people love this game. Like, really love this game. So I went in hopeful and pretty excited. And yeah, my suspicion of this being a grittier, darker entry was right. The press start screen is Ratchet being experimented on while in his new armor. I start a new game, choose a basic difficulty because Up Your Arsenal left me traumatized. 1 week ago, somewhere in the Shadow Sector, Ratchet Deadlocked picks up sometime after Up Your Arsenal and has Ratchet, Clank, and Al, who's been a supporting character since the last game. The trio are taking care of the starship Phoenix while the rest of the gang is out on a mission. Their ship gets invaded and they're kidnapped by Gleeman Vox, the creator of Dread Zone, an illegal underground televised contest where contestants are kidnapped and forced to kill each other for entertainment, and Ratchet is the newest contestant. From the moment the tutorial starts, the differences pop out. The controls feel weird. I don't want to say jankier or clunkier, but it threw me off at first for sure. It definitely doesn't feel smoother or better than the previous games. And there's a reason for that. I remember before playing Up Your Arsenal, a lot of the people who disliked that game didn't like how much they cut out the platforming and made it a straight up shooter. But there was still plenty of fantastic platforming segments, even if yes, the shooting was the focus. This game on the other hand is like, throw out all the platforming. No more platforming, just chaotic explosions and shooting the whole time. And gosh dang if this ain't one of the best shooters I've ever played. And I'm not really even a shooter person. Like, yeah, I love Fortnite and Marvel Rivals, but I'm a platformer guy, an open world guy, a licensed cartoon game guy. So for this game to shift its entire focus to round-based arena battles and for me to have had as much fun as I did with it, my goodness gracious, that's how you know it's good. Do I miss the platforming? Of course I do. The closest thing we get in this game are these missions where we need to climb towers with the most basic jumps, but the shooting controls are top tier and more than make up for it. Ratchet is always strafing now and he immediately locks onto enemies. Jumping feels slightly heavier and less satisfying, but a bit more accurate, and dodging is extremely satisfying. Weapon mods are way more important, and I don't know that I've covered the weapon mods in the past games, but in case I have, here's a very quick roundup. In previous games, you could use these bolts that were hidden around the map to mod your weapon. Maybe they make ammo acidic or explosive, or when you shoot a gun and kill an enemy, it releases small grenades to attack more enemies around it. Deadlocked has the best weapon modding for sure. You got alpha mods and omega mods. Once you buy an omega mod, you can apply it to any weapon you want, and you can even apply a single mod to every single weapon without having to buy it multiple times. The alpha mod automatically applies as you upgrade the weapon and multiplies the more you level up the weapon itself. Omega mods are more visual and go for multiple groups like the acidic bullets or the freezing bullets, and alpha mods increase shooting speed and ammo capacity and things of that nature. I love just messing with the omega mods and trying out the effects on different enemies, with certain mods feeling so overpowered as the guns leveled up, and the leveling up of the guns. Again, a quick recap. The first Ratchet & Clank did not let you level up the guns, but when you finished the game, you could go into New Game Plus and buy the Omega version of the guns you already owned and then go for more super expensive weapons. Going Commando lets you level up each gun you bought once during the main game and then during New Game Plus. Up Your Arsenal lets you level each gun 5 times during the main game, and then during the New Game Plus, you could buy the Omega versions and level those up 5 more times. And I kinda expected this game to do the same, but gosh dang. Deadlock lets you level up your guns up to level 10 during the main game, and then you can buy the Omega versions during New Game Plus and level them up to level 99. Hot dog. And each weapon that gets leveled up to level 99 gets this like super sick rainbow effect as you shoot. Like, this is how you do it. The story itself is very forgettable. I mean, we get introduced to a new big boss guy and slowly make our way to him, and then we move on to the next big boss guy. And my biggest complaint has to be Ratchet and Clank barely get screen time in this game. Yeah, we see them in between boss fights and they have moments, and whenever they do have moments, they're good moments. They have a lot of fantastic moments. They have so much personality in this game compared to previous games, which they always had personality, but I feel like this is where they're at now, and we're really seeing where they're at now. I just love when they're in the game, but they're barely in the game. Instead, in between most levels, we get these two hosts of Dread Zone announcing what's going on in the plot and what's next for our heroes, mixed with a bunch of commercials. Yeah, it sucks, but on the other hand, I kind of love what we're given. The hosts, Dallas and Juanita, are hilarious and have some of my favorite lines in the whole series so far. And the commercials are so over the top and slapstick, they got a couple of solid chuckles out of me.
I can't look! Is Team Darkstar dead? Dallas, what's happening? Dallas, what are you doing?
Nothing, just keep your eyes closed. Go!
I attack you with a spider tank, power level 5. I defend with level 6 lawn ninja. Sucker, you fell right into my trap. You're exterminated. No, Your reactor, slap me some skin!
And that goes for the villains too. Vox is a fantastic villain and genuinely super threatening and scary, while still having some goofy moments that keep him as a surefire fit for the Ratchet and Clank universe.
Think of it! We'll make billions! We'll sell Ratchet action figures, Ratchet sports shoes, Ratchet deodorant, Ratchet breakfast cereal, earmuffs and cologne, soft drinks, hard drinks, energy drinks, breath mints. You get record deals, movie rights, reality shows, video games, and commercials.
I spent the game waiting for that one moment, the moment that Vox meets Ratchet and tries to convince Ratchet to join him on the murderous rampage, but it doesn't come up until like 6 hours into the story, and you're about to finish the game at that point anyway. We finally get the moment, and it's a fantastic moment between the two. Tensions are high, the occasional joke is funny, and we really see both sides of the coin. Then that's it. They never interact again until after the final battle, and it's frustrating. It is what it is, and I'll just be happy that what we got is so good. I just wish there was a bit more. Matter of fact, I feel like every time I wanted to complain about something in this game, something else kind of made me go like, you know what, shut up. I wasn't happy that the platforming was gone, but it's okay because the shooting is easily the best it's ever been, with limitless customization and rewards to unlock. I wasn't happy that the main characters felt like secondary characters, but it's okay because these new characters are so strong and full of personality and my favorite, and I hope I get to see more of them. I'm not happy with the new worlds we visit because honestly this time around the level design is really boring, but I get it because it's more focused on keeping the arena shooting mechanics viable in each level, and it's okay because each mission goes by so fast and we go from one area to another so quickly you barely even really notice it. I'm not happy with Quark not being in the game, which is a thing I kept waiting for. He's a hero technically, so I kept expecting him to show up somewhere at some point to be forced to play these sick twisted games, but no, he's not here until the very end, and it does lead to one of my favorite jokes.
Ratchet, Clank, it's me, Captain Quark. There's a nasty rumor going around about heroes being kidnapped, but don't worry, it's baloney. I mean, come on, nobody came to capture me, right?
It felt like Ratchet Deadlocked knew it was different. They knew the formula was so changed up, the gameplay was flipped on its head, and this was such a different approach on the Ratchet and Clank that we knew so far. They had to make sure everything that was in this game was cranked to a 10, and yeah, they kind of killed it. If I had to have one real complaint in this game, it's these Landstalkers. I hate these things. They're so slow and infuriating to use, and anytime a mission was focused on it, I just wanted to get that mission over with. But even then, for every Landstalker mission, there's a time trial or a bike race or a flying race, something to balance out the shitty Landstalker missions, and I really appreciate that, but I still really hate the Landstalker mission. Even the very end of the game shows Dr. Nefarious and Lawrence floating around a rock after the end of Up Your Arsenal, and it was nice to see them again. Overall, yeah, Ratchet Deadlocked kind of had me shook. I was conflicted playing through it, but I learned to love the bomb. I was even thinking at one point, yeah, this game is fun and all, but does it have the replayability the other games have? I don't know, bitch. Yes, it does. I've been slowly feeling the itch to go back and play it again, and that's surprising to me, because like I said, your boy does not like shooters. But yeah, Ratchet Deadlocked, I'm gonna be real with you, you're getting a 9 out of 10. So far, we're on a hot streak. These are all really good games, just one after the other, and I'm excited to see what masterpiece is next. Oh god, no.